So good morning everybody. Welcome to the today's class. So I will start my screen share. All right. So today let us discuss about the image representation and sampling and quantization. So how to represent an image? So before we discuss about the image acquisition, let us focus on how we can represent the image and how we will deal in future these images. So as a computer, we can understand only the digital values, ones and zeros. Even we cannot understand even hexadecimal values also. The computers can understand only zeros and ones. So how we will represent is image is a two-dimensional matrix. So there will be x column axis and row axis. So we have the m rows here. Generally, we represent the rows by m, but the rows, for example, if there are m rows, then the values are starting from 0 to m minus 1. And similarly, if there are n columns, and that will be represented from 0 to n minus 1. So I will make it big screen, right? So generally, if we use 8-bit ADC, then the values are ranging from 0 to 255. 0 represents the black color, black. 0 represents the black, and the 255 represents the white color. So always it starts from the intensity values are ranging from 0 to black to white. So completely 250 means 255 means if the shade value is the white color. So the entire the image can be represented as a matrix form, two-dimensional matrix with rows and columns. So m rows and n columns. Okay. One minute. Next. Right. So we represent the image with f of xy, and x is the number of rows, of course, coordinate x coordinate, and y is the y coordinate. So the first pixel value is nothing but f of 0, 0. F of 0, 0 means the 0th row and 0th column. And here the second element is 0, comma. The entire row, the first value is fixed 0, 0 to n minus 1. Similarly, second value is f of 1, 0. Here it is f of 1, 1. Like this, we have last value is f of m minus 1, n minus 1. So if it is f of 1, 1, then f of 2, 2, like this it will come 0, 0. This diagonally, if you consider 0, 0, 1, 1, and m minus 1, n minus 1, like this you will get. So the entire image is represented by m by n array. So we are going to deal with arrays only then future. For example, if I want to change the pixel values, then how I can write a program? For example, if I want to write a program, if we require to write two for loops, one is for I, second one I means row, and second one is j. So what we will do is we will write a program like, for example, if f of I comma j, you also parallelly note down I comma j greater than certain values greater than some 50, then the output f of xy becomes f of I comma j is equal to 0, or else I comma j is equal to 0. Else I comma ij is same. Else, so it is a little bit slow. Of course, you just please bear with me. F of I comma j is equal to similar value. So these things also I will explain with programming part. So basic idea is for manipulating each pixel value separately, you have to take two for loops, and each for loop, in each for loop, the individual pixel value. For example, if I want to multiply each pixel value with 2, then how I can do f of ij is equal to f of I comma j multiplied by 2. Or for example, if I want to remove the each pixel value from 255, how to do 255 minus f of ij. So in that way, you can write program for individual pixel manipulations also. That is also possible. For that, we require to use two for loops, one for I, second for j. You try some programs also based on this. So I will teach you with another PPT. Maybe tomorrow we will do the pixel wise manipulations using two for loops. You can do so many things. You can do thresholding. Thresholding means, what is thresholding is, for example, I have a simple example. Let us take, I have some 2 and 5 and 4 and 3. So this is my matrix. If I want to eliminate the values greater than 2, then what is my resultant value? The resultant value is 2 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0. So you need to get the output like this. So take 2543 and use for loop and make it 2000. How to do this? You write two for loops and if else programs. Then you try also. You can take this as an assignment. Take one matrix 2543, use Octave or Python or any software and make the output as 2000. That means the values which are greater than 2 should become 0. You try this experiment and send me the output also. Right. One minute. Right. Next, you see the each smallest possible addressable element is pixel. That means each value, for example, in a matrix, 0 value is nothing but one pixel, and 1 is the other pixel. So how many pixels we will have is m into n. So the pixel values are ranging from 0 to 255 for 8-bit ADC, and the 0th value is completely black. You can understand from the image also here. The intensity is varying from the black to white slowly. So the 0th value, gray value, is completely black, and after that the shade becomes less shade and less shade, less intensity to 200, 218, then 236, and when it reached to 255, it completely a white shade. So here from this picture, you can clearly understand the how intensity value is from the complete black to white image. So from that, you can understand even intensity value. What is the meaning of intensity and gray colors? All these things you can understand from this picture. These all we are collecting from the different internet sources. This picture also we have taken from the source, and it is named at the source point. Picture is also noted down. So next, if it is a color image, then what we will have is we will have. Okay, 1 minute. Let me erase this so that we can. Now you see the original color image, and the color image can be represented as three matrices. Already I have discussed with you. One is the red matrix, and stacked with the second matrix is green matrix, and third is with the blue matrix. So it's a clear understanding that by missing these these three fundamental colors, we can get different colors. So that means what is the thing is, yes, Padam, please raise your hand. Please unmute yourself.
No, sir. Unfortunately, press 7.
Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. So that means each color image can be represented with three matrices. Each gray color image is represented with only one matrix. That you have to understand. So a color image is a stacked array of three matrices. That you have to understand. Right. So one more example of images is a binary image where we have only two types. One is 0 or otherwise 1. 0 is for black and 1 is for white. So you can see two important pictures here. One is a picture one where we divided the entire image into parts by pixels, and this is the corresponding image, and how we represented this with a black and white, you can understand here from this. And we have different MATLAB or Octave codes that you can download from medium.com, image processing using MATLAB and Octave part 2, and part 1 is also there. So there they have given set of problems, and you can download from the GNU hub also. So sometimes we represent the image as m by n numerical array, no? So you can represent for mathematical convenience like this also, a of 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 to n minus 1, like this also. That means in future what we are going to discuss is whatever may be the mathematical array, we will represent like this. Or the same way we can represent as a function of 1, 1, 1, 2, 1n, etc. So this 1, comma 1 represents the inside the bracket 1, comma 1 represents the coordinates, and the f of 1, comma 1 represents the intensity value present at that particular coordinate. Then, so if we have L number of bits, for example, if it is a if L value is 255, then see here L minus 1, this is 0 to L minus 1, we have 255, then it is 8 bit. 2 power 8 is 255 now. So if the ADC is 8 bit ADC, then levels are 2 power 8. 8 levels will be there. And the number of bits required to store m by n digital image. This is very, very important for our problems part. So if our image is m by n matrix, then each pixel value requires 8 bits. So totally how many bits are required? M by n multiplied by 8 bits. So that means next. So if L is equal to 2, for example, if K is equal, L is equal to, for 32 K value, what is 1024 pixels are required. For 8 bit, if L is equal to 56, if K value is 32, we require this many number of pixels. But by this, what type of pixels, number of pixels required depending on the your number of levels and quantization values and samples also. You can understand the image as like this. For example, if I have an image of D here, then this D will be converted into actually zeros and ones. Right side of the image represents the zeros and ones actually. the computer can understand. But if we draw the each intensity value separately on the x and y axis, it can represent like this. So anyway, this is only for our mathematical for our understanding purpose. We will not going to read this type of intensity values, or we are not going to plot this. So the origin is always starts from a left hand side, and towards that the x-axis will be downwards, and right hand side of the part is y-axis. 90% of the cases we have to take like this only. అంటే ఎక్స్ పైన వై కింద తీసుకోకూడదు అంటే తీసుకోవచ్చు, బట్ అది సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కి మనం ఒకటే కన్వెన్షన్ ఫాలో అవటం మంచిది అన్నమాట. నెక్స్ట్, and if it is x and y, these are the intensity values corresponding to your D. అంటే బ్రైట్నెస్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే ఎలాగా, తక్కువగా ఉంటే ఎలాగా అనేది రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. So how to sense, how to capture our images, that is by sensors. You see in the picture, it is very clear that what happens is we will focus some light, and the light reflect back, and when light reflected back, then what happens is the energy is passed through a filter, and then there will be a sensing material like a photo detector, and there will be a power in for that particular sensor, and after that there will be housing is also required, and then the output of this photo detector is a voltage. So the sensors can be a image line of image sensors may be there, array of image sensors will be there. So that means each sensor detects that particular image, that particular pixel value. So depending on the number of pixels, depending on the number of pixels we have, that many number of sensors will be present. So each pixel value is corresponding to one detector like this, image sensor, and each pixel value absorbs the energy, and it produces some voltage. That voltage may be a analog voltage, but then you need to adjust that to a particular quantized value. We cannot take all the, for example 2.5, 4.3 volt వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, మనం అలా రిప్రజెంట్ చేయలేం. మనం ఒక లెవెల్లోకి, అంటే మనకు ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ లెవెల్స్ ఉంటాయి, దాంట్లో ఏది దగ్గరగా ఉందో చూసుకుని ఆ లెవెల్ కి మనం అడ్జస్ట్ చేస్తాం. దాన్ని క్వాంటైజేషన్ అంటారు. So what it does is it transforms the illumination energy to digital images. So the sensor may be a single line sensor which can rotate and capture the line by line. It can capture the all intensity values. That is also there. One sensor, if it is present, it has to rotate the entire radius so that all pixel values it captures. But that is with the linear motion. So this is also image acquisition process. So a picture is there. For example, a scene element is present on the left hand side, and it is passed through imaging system. Then actually it is represented by the same way. That means whatever may be the intensity value present, you can represent like this only. But after that, what we will do is, as we cannot take all the intensity values, అంటే 2.5.3 అలా తీసుకోలేం కాబట్టి దానికి ఈక్వలెంట్ గా కొన్ని వాల్యూస్ మాత్రమే మనం తీసుకోగలుగుతాము, అన్ని వాల్యూస్ తీసుకోలేము. కాబట్టి లాస్ట్ కి పిక్చర్ ఎలా ఉండాల్సిన పిక్చర్ క్వాంటైజ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఇది రైట్ హ్యాండ్ సైడ్ లో ఈ విధంగా వస్తుంది అనమాట. అంటే కొంత పిక్చర్ ఒరిజినల్ పిక్చర్ కిను దీనికి కొంత డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ కామన్ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ సిగ్నల్ ప్రాసెసింగ్ ఆల్సో. వాట్ వీ డూ, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ సిగ్నల్ లైక్ దిస్. What we will do is only one axis it has. Then what we will do is we will take some sampling, and after sampling we will get continuous values, and even continuous values also we will quantize. We will fix some certain levels, and if it is for example that particular value is nearer to which intensity values we will check, and we will digitize that also. So the quantization is nothing but sampling in a time domain and sampling in amplitude domain also. So that means but as a image, if you consider, if it is a continuous image like this, for example so then we will divide this into different pixel like this, number of rows and number of columns, and we will divide this like this, scan like this, and get the values. And those values also, what we have to do is, those values also we have to quantize. We cannot take all the voltages, not possible, no. So we cannot encode the all values. So 2.5.5 volts వచ్చింది అనుకోండి voltage, దాన్ని quantize చేసి 2.5 పెట్టేస్తాం అలా దగ్గరగా, whatever it may be, depending on the number of levels we have. అంటే మన పిక్చర్ క్వాలిటీ దేని మీద ఆధారపడి ఉంటుంది అంటే, మన క్వాంటైజేషన్ ఎంత అంటే ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ లెవెల్స్ తీసుకుంటే అంత మంచిది అనమాట. అంటే 2.5 ని ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 2.5 ని 2 కింద మార్చేస్తాం అనుకోండి, ఒక్కొక్కసారి పిక్చర్ క్వాలిటీ దెబ్బతింటుంది. అదే 2.521 ని 2.5 చేసిన పిక్సెల్ intensity values ఏం అవ్వవు. So that you have to understand. So depending on our requirements, we will go for our resolution. How much resolution, how much accuracy we require, how much we can bear with quantization noise and etc. things. Right. One minute. Yes. So let us discuss about the sampling and quantization. A digital sensor can only measure a limited number of samples, as you know already. We cannot measure the entire values. So depending on the pixel, megapixel, if it is a megapixel, how many megapixels, etc. things, you know, depending on your quality and cost you are bearing. So depending on that, you may get your number of pixel values. So we are limited with number of samples. So quantization is the process of converting a continuous analog into a digital representation. For that, what is required is we require to sample along x-axis and y-axis, and at the same time the magnitude also we need to quantize. So see here, for example, an image is like this. Okay, then AB is one particular axis, x-axis. At that particular axis, what are the intensity levels we will measure? Like this, A to B, there are different intensity values. They are ranging from this, like this. It varies in this fashion. Then that particular axis is almost like a signal, and that signal is then quantized to a particular value. So now you see the difference between the after sampling we get like this, and after the sampling there will be a quantization. That procedure is similar to the signal processing quantization. So see here, after the quantization, what we get, so we do the sampling. We will measure the sample values in this particular domain, and that will be like a curve like this, signal like this, and we will get samples. We will access 4 or 5 samples, for example. Then the sample value may be different values, and for example 2.5.3 etc. then we will quantize that. 1 minute. Sometimes there is a problem. Next. So the procedure is like this. First, we will take x-axis and we measure the signal, continuous signal here. Then we will go for sampling. That is indicated by these rows, columns. Here you see there are different columns here for taking sampling with particular time interval. And always you must remember that there is a difference between original picture and quantized picture. But so that may be represented like this. So here you have so many intensity values, but here we have fixed intensity values. And even the original picture shape and this shape is a little different. But our eye cannot understand the difference. This is only for your reference, for understanding purpose. The textbook, in the textbook they have given like this. Now you see in the original picture, the intensity values are so many variations are there. But in the right hand picture, we have only fixed number of intensity values. For example, whichever the intensity value is near, that particular one it will take. అంటే ఏ దగ్గరగా ఉంటే అది తీసుకుంటారు అన్నమాట ఇంటెన్సిటీ వాల్యూస్. సో f of xy is digitized both spatially and amplitude also. That means the coordinates, for example, we will sample it from x-axis, sample it on x-axis and y-axis, and at the same time amplitude is also digitized. And digitization of చెప్పమ్మా. Digitization of spatial coordinates is called as image sampling, and if its amplitude is also digitized, then it is called as quantization. So amplitude means generally we go for gray levels. So resolution is the degree of discernible details of an image depends strongly on the number of samples and gray levels. If you want more resolution image, then you require to do more number of samples, and you have to take more number of gray levels. If the samples are less, gray levels are less, then the picture resolution is very less. So then the very important thing is how many number of samples and how many number of gray levels I have to take. Then that depends completely on the purpose of your application. And for example, if I want to identify the car image, then I don't require much number of samples and much number of gray levels. For example, if I want to understand whether it is a dog or cat, then that also we require very less number of samples and very less number of gray levels is sufficient. So some applications we require more number of samples, and some applications we require less number of samples. So depending on the applications, we have to choose the camera, and we have to choose the number of samples, and we have to choose the number of gray levels. Next. So two more parameters. The number of samples and gray levels are increased closer to the digital array approximately original image. That means, for example, if we increase so many number of samples and gray levels, then there may be a chance of the input image and output image, they are almost same. But చాలా సార్లు ఏం జరుగుతుందంటే ఇన్పుట్ ఇమేజ్ కి అవుట్పుట్ ఇమేజ్ కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది, కానీ మన ఐ ఇట్ కెనాట్ డిటెక్ట్ ఆర్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద డిఫరెన్స్. కొన్ని పిక్చర్స్ లో అయితే మన రెజల్యూషన్ తక్కువ ఉంది అని అనుకుంటూ ఉంటాం ఒక్కొక్కసారి. The digitization process requires decisions about the values n and m, and gray levels allowed for each pixel values. So particularly ఒక application start చేసినప్పుడు immediately what we have to think about is how many number of samples I require, how many number of gray levels are required. And we have to choose that. And sometimes if camera we have used is a standard camera, then even if it is not required that many number of samples, we have to go with multi-resolution analysis, that is wavelets or discrete cosine transforms, etc. So many others we will discuss in future how to reduce the resolution also. Sometimes if the resolution is too much good than the required, it will be having so many number of pixels to process that it is a complicated process. So to reduce the computational complexity, sometimes purposely we have to reduce the resolution. So if I want to improve the quality of that one, we require certain image processing algorithms. So to understand the algorithms mathematically, let us have some representation model. F of xy is the intensity at that particular point, and there may be illumination also. The amount of source of illumination incident on the light is depending on the reflection point. Anyway, this is not a very important point for us. So there will be definitely a difference between these two, original and this one. Okay. Sometimes the reflection may be good, sometimes not good. So there will be two types of resolutions. One is spatial resolution, is determined by how sampling was carried out. So how exactly we can determine the smallest discriminable details in an image? అది ఎలా తెలుసుకుంటామంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ పిక్సెల్స్. కెమెరా అంటే 5.1 మెగా పిక్సెల్స్ ఎలా ఉంటే బాగా ఉన్నట్టు కదా రెజల్యూషన్. స్పేషియల్ రెజల్యూషన్స్ తక్కువ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, పిక్చర్ ఎలా కనపడుతుంది. ఇది 10:24 ఉంటే ఎలాగా, 512 శాంపిల్స్ 255, ఇది స్టాండర్డ్. ఇట్లా డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి. స్పేషియల్ రెజల్యూషన్ తక్కువ ఉంది అనుకోండి, పిక్చర్ క్వాలిటీ ఇది ఎలా మారిపోతుంది చూడండి, అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. స్పేషియల్ రెజల్యూషన్ తక్కువ వస్తున్న కొద్దికి ఇట్లాగా తగ్గిపోతుంది. అలాగే ఇంటెన్సిటీ లెవెల్స్, ఇంటెన్సిటీ లెవెల్స్ 1 ఉందనుకోండి, ఒక 2 బిట్స్ తో రిప్రజెంట్ 0, 1 తోనే, అంటే ఇంటెన్సిటీ లెవెల్ 1 ఉందంటే అది బ్లాక్ అండ్ వైట్ ఇమేజ్ అని అర్థం, దానిలో రిప్రజెంట్ చేయగలం. అలాగే జనరల్ గా 8 బిట్ తీసుకుంటాం. 8 బిట్ తీసుకుంటే మనం 8 బిట్స్ తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేయొచ్చు. నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ లెవెల్స్ 256 ఉంటాయి. అదే 16 బిట్స్ అనుకోండి ఇంటెన్సిటీ లెవెల్స్, అప్పుడు మనం 65,536 నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇంటెన్సిటీ లెవెల్స్ తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేయొచ్చు. కాబట్టి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ కనుక ఓన్లీ 1 ఉంటే ఓన్లీ 2 లెవెల్సే ఉంటాయి, బ్లాక్ వైట్ అంతే. పాత సినిమా గ్రే లెవెల్స్ అండి. బ్లాక్ అండ్ వైట్ అంటే ఆ బ్లాక్ అండ్ వైట్ ఇది ఒకటి కాదు. ఒకవేళ ఓన్లీ వన్ బిట్టే అనుకోండి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్, అప్పుడు ఏముంటది అనమాట, ఇద్దరు బ్లాక్ ఇమేజ్ కానీ వైట్ ఇమేజ్ కానీ ఉంటుంది. అయితే బ్లాక్ లేకపోతే వైట్ అంతే తప్ప మిగతా గ్రే లెవెల్స్ షేడ్స్ ఉండవు, డిఫరెంట్ షేడ్స్ ఉండవు. కాబట్టి క్వాలిటీ ఎలా ఉంది అనేది నేను ఇస్తాను, ఇది పీపీటీ, అప్పుడు మీరు అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఒక లెవెలే ఉంటే చూడండి, ఇక్కడ దీంట్లో ఓన్లీ బ్లాక్ వైట్ ఉన్నాయి అంతే. సో ఇఫ్ యు సీ different pictures with different gray levels, so the quality is good for 256 gray levels. 8 bit 256 అంటే 8 bits per pixel. And if you go to the least case, then there is only 1 bit per pixel, that is called 1 bit. BPP means bit per pixel. If we use only 1 bit per pixel, then we have only either black or white, only 2 levels will be there. That means most of the cases we can see only the boundary part. So that's why the black and white is used even for boundaries extraction also sometimes. So now I am showing different intensity levels. So depending on the intensity levels, you can see, we see here in the picture, there is a shaded part inside your skull, but that is not there in next intensity level. See the difference between this and this. Certain parts here, there are three different shades. One shade, second shade, and third shade. That is not present in this one. Here only two shades are there. Again, if you see, there is that particular shade is also disappeared here. Then if you go to this last resolution is, we can understand only the black and white. So that means we have finally two different resolutions are possible. One is two different resolution. One is spatial resolution, second is intensity resolution. Spatial resolution is corresponding to the sampling, and intensity resolution is corresponding to the gray levels, intensity levels. Okay, so that is about today's class, and we will see the same thing with the Octave also now, and I will show you how to convert the picture into black and white picture, RGB picture, then black and white, etc. things now. And before going to that, any doubts are there? You can ask me one by one. First, you raise the hands and mute. If no doubts are there also, you can post it. Okay. Then let me show you the Octave part, and I will explain you today, if possible, so many MATLAB codes how to run. These are all we have collected from different internet sources, and this is my disclaimer that I am not showing by my own. So most of the cases, all the PPT slides are taken directly from images, particularly the images we have taken from the imageprocessingplace.com. So let me show you the Octave. Then in future, we are going to, in future, what we will do is parallelly, ఎవరికైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? రైస్ హ్యాండ్ చేస్తున్నా. ఎవరికి డౌట్ లేకపోతే మనం నెక్స్ట్ దానికి వెళ్ళిపోదాం. I will share my screen and I will show. This Octave part is so important that if you want to understand properly this image processing, either Octave or Python or MATLAB, anyone. So now I will show you my command window. Here we have so many number of pictures here. First of all, in current directory, you have to choose the picture folder where you have put your pictures. You have to place this, and then let me explain you today how to convert the image into black and white. That means low resolution image. That is completely only 1 bit level, either 0 or 1. So I is equal to some picture we will read. Read is a command. If possible, these things you can convert into this Python program, and you can share it to me. It is a PNG picture. Whatever the extension we have to take as it is, Lena.png, or here we have two pictures, Lena.png and Lena.gif, whatever it may be. So always you have to put a semicolon, otherwise the values will be coming one by one, so that disturbs our process. This is a picture we have taken from the image processing textbook. 1 minute, it will take some time. Yes. So in this we have so many different shades. that we are going to utilize. That is the famous Lena example. Okay. Then I want to convert this to first. Let me convert this to grayscale. I1 is equal to RGB to gray of I. So now you see the color image has been converted to only gray levels with so many intensity values. So many intensity values are there. Values also you can see already. I have shown the values, but now after the theory you can understand it very clear. I1 values, you see there are different values here which are ranging from 0 to 255. You can understand this. 81 is there, 105 is there, 103 is there, etc. Now that is your matrix size is size of the matrix. To find the size of the matrix, you press I1. That is 220 into 220 matrix. How many bytes are required is also is given. Is the unsigned integer 8. So how many number of bytes required also it will be displaying. Then one more thing is now what I want to, for example, I want to manipulate this. Maximum value is, for example, I want to find the negative of this. Negative, how to find the negative is output is equal to 255 is the maximum value. Let us suppose 255 is the maximum value minus this I1. Then what happens is each pixel value will be subtracted from the 255. So what happens is the 250 value will be 0 and 0 value becomes 255. Then what is my picture? Let me show my picture here out. So that is negative of this image, right? And for example, I can find out the black and white picture also. IN, for example, is equal to I1 greater than some 125, let us take. So now the picture consists of only two intensity values, either black or white. What I have done is I have done the each value. If it is greater than 125, it is 2, then IN becomes 1, or otherwise it will become 0. So in that way, we can do that. So this is the least resolution possible, that is black and white image. I think so you have understood the difference between black and white and color image. If it is okay, then my class is successful, or otherwise one more time we have to take the class. Okay, anyway, right? So my class is over now. Now you can ask me doubts.